Hello, good evening. You're welcome to Say It with Ada. It's just 3 minutes past the hour of 5:30 in the UK, and I'm coming to you with a very sensitive issue. Very, very sensitive indeed. And the matter we are going to be discussing today is paternity issues in marriage. Is DNA testing good or bad? So good evening once again. You're welcome. You're welcome to Say It. And as you join me, please share this video so that we can start. And we are going to be looking at this issue together. I am going to be hoping on you guys for answers, because I got a message yesterday from somebody who is having a problem at the moment regarding the paternity of her children. And her husband is threatening to go for a DNA testing. And so she is having serious problems in marriage at the moment. And I have the permission to discuss this today. And so we are going to be looking at the paternity as a problem in marriage, paternity issues as problems in marriage. And I will really want you to share this video, share, and comment done. As everybody else is joining in, share, comment done, and let me know your location, where you are joining me from. So drop your location. My name is Ada Maduebuna, and I am broadcasting from United Kingdom. So at least you know where I am, my location is. So let me know yours, where you're joining from, and then that will make a whole lot of difference to what we are going to do here today. So we are looking at the paternity issues in marriage. Is DNA testing good or bad? So I will be expecting you to share this video on your wall. The good thing about sharing is when we have a lot of people on board, we will attract professionals. We will attract people who can look at these issues critically, and then we will find answers to the question. So share on your wall and stay with me tonight. If you know anybody who may be going through such at the moment, or is in doubt about the paternity of his children, you will do well to share this with them. Bear with me 1 second. Right. Sorry about that. I had to put my phone to charge so that it doesn't cut out on us as we progress. So you are welcome. You are welcome. Say It with Ada. Today is Wednesday, and it's now 7 minutes past the hour of 5:30 in the UK. So we are dealing with paternity issues in marriage. Is DNA testing good or bad? Now, I want you to do something for me. I want to see your done. If you click on done, as you have just shared, because I know a lot of you are sharing, please put done so that I know you are with me. Click done, and then let me know your location. Drop your location. So what is the meaning of paternity? Paternity is when someone fathers a child. Is a state where somebody fathers a child. So it could be your biological child, it could be your adopted child, it could be a child who you are caring for as a guardian, and so you are a father. So that's what paternity is. Paternity is when somebody gives birth to a biological child. That's when you look at biological paternity. Okay, so the issues that I am going to be talking about today is, somebody messaged me yesterday and said she is having marital problems. And I was a bit curious. I asked what could be the problem. So she needed my help. And she said, my husband is threatening to have a DNA test for 2 of our children. and she does not approve of it. And I said, why would you not approve of a paternity test? Is there anything that you are hiding from the man? And she goes, well, something happened back in the days. I'm not sure if this test is going to come out positive or negative. And I said, there you are. This is where the problem lies. And that got me wondering, why would a woman in marriage, married woman, have an issue doing a paternity test if you have not gone outside wedlock, and so you're not sure about the paternity of your children? Why would a woman do such things? But as I was pondering on this, I then thought about so many things, and that's why I'm coming to you tonight. I'm not supposed to, talk on this subject today, but all through last night, I was more or less disturbed. I was thinking, how can this be? And it then dawned on me that a lot of these issues are rampant in our today's world. Very many families are going through situations like that, and it has crumbled a lot of marriages. It has brought misery. It has brought pain to so many people. And I started to think about some of the things that people have shared with me in the past. And so that's where we are today, and we are going to be dealing with that. So if you've just joined, this is Say It with Ada, where we talk about family, relationships, and anything that has to do with psychological and emotional trauma on children. So we look at abuses, we look at all forms of issues that relate to families. And you're welcome. My name is Ada. If today is your first time watching Say It with Ada, you are very, very welcome. So I would implore you at this point to share. And once you've shared, comment done. I would like to get to know you, and I would like to know your location, where you're joining me from. We have Jude Eze watching from Italy. Good evening, Jude. You're very, very welcome. You're more than welcome to today's program. So how do paternity tests happen? How do people even find out that a child is not their own? How can a man begin to wonder that a child whom he has fathered for many years is not his own? And what is the outcome of finding out such things? Now, when people are relating in marriage, I keep saying it, it is expected that the marriage is healthy. And for a marriage to be healthy, it has to be built on trust. It has to be built on respect. It has to be built on support and stability. And so therefore, when these things are present, you find that every participant of that relationship is confident. They are secure when they know that their partner is 100% to be trusted. When you trust your partner to a large extent and that partner breaks it, that is when heartbreak sets in. So you find that most men, as they grow along in a relationship, they begin to wonder, this child that walks like this does not look like me. This child that eats like this, talks like this, plays in a very awkward manner, does not look like me. There are lots of features that tells a man when something, and maybe is out of instinct, that people get to know that a child is not theirs. And in very many cases, infidelity is discovered. And so they begin to pull back and want to find out if that child is actually theirs or not, so that you're not fathering somebody else's child. So how do you find out? That is what I'm talking about. How do you find out? Most people find out by DNA testing. What is DNA testing? Testing that has, when the blood group of that child is tested, so that it matches almost 99% with that of the man. These days, this time and age, DNA testing is very common. Every so often, you find people saying, oh, I want to get DNA test, which is what this woman's husband wants, to get tested just to be sure. If DNA is conducted, it gives 99.9% accuracy. Almost 100. So once the blood test is taken and matched to that of the father is 99.9% sure this child is mine or not. And when that happens, if it's positive that the child is the man's child, at least a bit of trust is built in. Thank you, Frederick, for letting me know your location. You're watching me from Berlin, that's in Germany. How is Germany today? I hope it's not too cold down there. It is cold where I am. It's cold, extremely cold. I can tell you that for free. So I hope Germany is not like that today. Is it snowing? Let us know what's happening in your location. So we're talking about paternity issues in marriage. If you can relate to anything I am sharing here today, please, I want you to keep the comment section very active. Keep it active so that everybody who jumps on board. Meanwhile, who is going to be the class rep today? The person will be dropping the points as I mentioned them. Who is going to be the class rep who will be dropping these points as I mentioned them? So you find out about the paternity test of your child by DNA, by looking at the behavior, looking at locomotion of the child, the character of the child. And that's why when you see a particular child, people begin to wonder, does this child belong to Ben? Does this child belong to Frederick? Does this child belong to, sorry I'm mentioning your name, but just to keep it going. So when that happens, it threatens the core values of a marriage. It threatens the core foundation of a marriage. So promiscuity amongst women is number one cause of paternity issues in marriage. And very so often you find that our women nowadays are even more promiscuous than the man. Does it have to be so? Now, this lady mentioned that the husband wants to get a paternity test done. The man is not sure. Do you blame the man? I don't blame the man. If I was in the man's shoes, I will go for DNA testing just to be sure that the children I am laboring for, the children I've been spending so much for, keeping late night for, slaving away at work, making money, spending on them, that they are actually mine. Do you know how destructive it would be for someone to find out that you fathered a child for 17 years, you fathered a child for 20 years, and that child is not anything yours? Very devastating. So I want to use that to address women. Research has found that 5 to 20% of children fathered by men are not actually theirs. As bad as it sounds, it is happening in our time. It is happening in our society. Most women are promiscuous for so many different reasons, which may be true to them. But the actual fact is that if you are not discussing the reason for your promiscuity with your partner, then you are in the wrong. And if it gets to be found out sometime later in future, whatever you think that you are preserving will be exposed, because to be honest with you, nothing is hidden under the sun. Nothing. It may take you 20 years, it may take you 30 years, but the truth one day will be unveiled. And that's the point where maybe this lady you're watching now, because I did mention that I'm coming live to discuss this matter. So if you are watching, I hope you're taking some points away from that. So you will not blame the man. You will not blame the man. And I just hope and pray that my viewers that I've got on today will be putting comments that will be very suggestive in solving this lady's problem. So why do women find themselves in a situation like that? Why do women find themselves in a situation like this, where the man is saying they will want to go for a paternity test? The reason is that most men are infertile. And as a man, you may not know it. You may not know that you are, but your wife will find out. Your wife will know. Somehow, when you've lived with a man for many years, you know what the ability of that man is. What the man can do and not do in terms of sexual life, if you know what I mean. So when that comes to mind, the woman has been barren, has been childless for 20 odd years, 10 odd years, 9 odd years, 5 years, even 3 years is such a long time. The society where we come from, as soon as you get married, the next thing everybody is asking, oh, has he entered? Oh, is it a yabeji? Are you now pregnant? They are expectant. Families are expectant. Everybody is watching. And that puts undue pressure on the woman. Undue pressure. Maybe men don't feel it that much, but women are at the forefront. They are the receivers of this pressure. And most women, because they have noticed that the man is not up to it, or the man's sperm is not optimal, they want to take laws into their hands, and they find themselves going out to go and get a child. I came across somebody who told me once that a woman has been on his case to please give her children. Some women they go about disturbing other men for children that when you get them, you don't even know what the outcome will be. But they don't care. They just want to have children. They just want to be called mom. They just want to be mothers. They want to belong to the group of people that will say, I have 3 children, I have 10 children, I have 4 children. And so they go out and they conceal these things and bring it home. And they make the man take responsibility for somebody else's children. And some don't even know it. They just live a careless life and they become pregnant without even knowing. Hi. Hi, Ada, you're welcome. And I've got Charity watching from Nigeria. You're welcome. Please, have you shared this video? I want to see Dawn, commenting Dawn. So let me know your location. Drop your location so that I know where you're watching me from. It means a lot to me. So I'm talking about paternity issues in marriage. And we've established that trust can make a man to want to go and have a paternity test done. The issue of promiscuity, when a man discovers that infidelity is the case in the life of the wife, they will want to go and have a paternity test done. Paternity test now is, I want to tell you guys, is so cheap now that anybody can afford it. So all you women jumping around from place to place, looking for what you didn't keep outside, paternity test is the cheapest thing now men can do, and they will find out one of these days. And when they find out, the core values of your home will be shaken. And how do these tests happen? These days, they just get one small device like this, and they put it through the nose. You know how they do COVID testing now? They put it, they take sample. Within minutes, the results will show. And that's it, done. So you don't even have to wait to have blood tests done before paternity test is done. And so this woman's husband is asking to get one done, maybe take the child or something, because she didn't go to a large extent with me in telling me. So now, I want you guys to be leaving this, you know what the situation is now. Leave comments to address this issue. Should this man get paternity test done or not? Do you know what I think? I think the man should not do a paternity test. As bad as it may sound, he will have more peace and more self-preservation if he doesn't get a paternity test done. Do you know that any man who finds out that the children he has been fathering or taking responsibility for over the years, and that man finds out through paternity tests that those children are not his, I don't think that marriage will go on. The marriage will not continue. And when marriage disengages on the grounds of the father not being the father of the children, it brings about psychological and emotional trauma to those children. Imagine having adult children who are in their 20s and they find out that their father that they've known for 20-something years is not their actual father. Even if they have left home, even if they are living on their own at that age, it's very, very traumatizing. The person will lose sanity. And you don't want that for the children that you have created a lot of bonds with. You've created a lot of relationship, bonds that is meant to last a lifetime. You've been there for them all the years. And then you find out suddenly that they are not your children. It is better to just keep it concealed within your home and forgive the woman. That is the safest thing to do. So if this woman's husband is watching, I will implore you, sir, please do not go for paternity tests. A lot of people stand down on those kind of tests. And I know the reasons that they are saying it. I know the reason people don't believe in it. Because it does not make sense that you fathered children for 20 years, for 18 years, and then you just walk out on them. And maybe this man we are talking about is in his 60s or in his late 50s. Do you want to start at this age to get married? The woman you want to get involved with, do you know what she can do? Do you know what she cannot do? And so it's better and more honorable to just speak to your wife, sit her down, talk to her the way, if you're angry, lash out, do whatever, but keep it within your home. Find a means to overcome it. For the sake of those children that you've adored for so many years, for the sake of your labor that you have input into the marriage for so many, many, many years, do not let the simple device called DNA to destroy what you have labored for many years. Let it be a secret between you and your wife. That is if you have found out. That is if you have found out through other means. Do not go for a DNA. It is not going to go down well. As soon as you do that, people will get to hear it. Other people will put in their suggestions. Before you know it, your family is the talk of the day everywhere. After all, people adopt children. After all, people adopt. They do surrogacy. People do surrogacy. Some people do whatever means that they have children these days. What's it called? IVF. And they use embryos from other people to do it. So take a leaf from that. Borrow sense from that. And you can understand from my point of view, my own viewpoint, that if you keep it a secret and forgive the woman, maybe, just maybe, I'm not saying for sure, she did it for a right reason, or maybe she did it to preserve your sense of manhood, to make you become a father, because she may have noticed that it's indeed not very easy for you to father a child or to produce sperm that is able to father a child. And from that viewpoint, if you understand it, you are a father, you are a father. It's who you tell that this is not my child that will know. Okay? So I will implore you. Somebody said, Happiness Amadi said, I think the man should get a DNA test done for trust and peace to be there. Okay, that is your viewpoint, Happiness. I take your point, but it's then down to the man if he wants to take that point or not. But if this man does this test, I can assure you 100%, there won't be any trust anymore. There won't be any trust in the marriage. He can never trust that woman again. For whatever reason she did it, he can never trust. And Uju said, such issues are very hard to overcome. For sure, yes. No one can deal with the truth, if it comes out negative, especially if he sees the woman around him every time. So it is safe not to find out. I agree with that. You know, one thing I know, I always speak from biblical concept. Bible says that anything that is pure, anything that is holy, anything that is kind, I think on these things. So for your sanity as a man, concentrate on positivity. Think on positive. Do you know that the things that kill men quickly is stress? Have you thought about the stress that this man will go through, having found out that the children he has been living with all the years, that's called him daddy, 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 he's taking them to school, he's there on parent evenings, he's there to read storybook at night, he plays with them, takes them on holiday, has spent virtually everything he owns on them. Maybe has built houses for them, acquired properties for them, and all of a sudden his world comes crumbling down because of one result. It doesn't make sense. So I would suggest the man should think on the things that will preserve his sanity, things that will belong to his peace. Because finding out is one thing, but dealing with the after effect is another thing. Dealing with the after effect is another thing. Well, that is my opinion. That is what I think. Because if a man finds out at a later age in his life, in the evening of his life, that his children is not his own, what can the man do? What can the man do? As much as I don't stand with women who are promiscuous, which is one of the reasons that families fail in the first place, marriages fail as a result of that. I'm not a supporter of that. And if you're a woman under the sound of my voice, if you are considering anything like that, please, 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 just stop. Stop it. There is no gain in 30 minutes pleasure that will cost you your family. Marriage is honorable, guys. It's very, very sweet. Yes, the challenges are there, but keep it honorable. As a woman, keep yourself for your husband. And if at all you must go for children outside, there are other means. These days, there are loads of options. If you don't know any other option, contact me. I will put you through. There are loads of options that you can follow, and you will follow it through, and you will preserve your home. Chasing other men for whatever reason, it's not the best. It does not make you a virtuous woman. You may have a right reason. To you, it's okay. You do it and then nobody knows. My dear, time will tell. And when the time comes, it is going to be devastating. All right? So I'm not an advocate of that. Stop. But I'm talking about those people who have made the mistakes and the man is now at the point of finding out. To you as a man, I implore you, it is not the best. It is not the best for you. It is not the best. Trust me. You cannot deal with the after effect. DNA is important for future reference. It depends on what you mean. What are you referencing? If you see those children as your children, they will be your children. They will be your children. Sometimes, it's the same as when you say a man fathered a child outside wedlock. It's the same. Some men father children and they cover it up. They hide it. Some of you men commit rape and the woman goes away not even knowing that she is pregnant, and then she finds out that she's pregnant. You fathered a child even without your knowing it. And there's another thing I want to chip in here. There are some women who, when they get pregnant for a man, they hide it from the husband that comes their way later on in the future. That one is also another body. It's a killer. Your husband finds out that you have children or a child outside wedlock before he married you. Before. Do you know the pain that one alone brings to the family? It brings distress, it brings pain, it brings all kinds of misery. The man will withdraw from you. You become something I call autopilots. Two of you will be emotionally disengaged. You will become sexually divorced. And then you're just living in the same house as housemates. So it's always good to be honest. It's always good to have. I did ask something. I said, who is going to be the class rep? Who is going to be the class rep for me? So that you'll be dropping these points. We won't lose these points, please. And let me know your location. Drop your location, please. Drop your location. Share and comment done. Share and comment done. Have you shared this video? This is going to be saving a lot of homes. You may not be in that situation today, but you don't know who else may be going through such, and they don't even know how to snap out of the situation. So my greetings to Don Carlo. You're welcome, sir. And can I choose Uju? You will be my class rep today. Princess Uju, you will be my class rep. I will suggest that you keep dropping this point. And you've made a comment, you've made a point here. I suggest that men should consider DNA at an early stage rather than doing it when the children are well grown. Bam, you hit the point. That is a very, very valid point. And thank you for mentioning that, because the rage will be disastrous. He can go as far as killing the wife, children, and him. He can kill the wife, children, and himself as well. If DNA must be done, let it be early. Uju, thank you so much for that. That point is super, super valid. Super. So if you're going to go for DNA yourself or your children, DNA before the children grow up. When they are still babies, young, like 2-year-old, 4-year-olds, you can do DNA on them just to be happy and satisfied in yourself that they are your children. That is a very valid point. You have a point there. You hit it hard on the head. Because when the children are young, they will not feel it as much as they would if they are grown up. In fact, even a 10-year-old knows what DNA is. In this time and age, in our today's world, a 10-year-old knows what DNA is and knows what it means for marriage between mom and dad to break down. I'm a mental health person, and a lot of people come into our service, young children. And when I say young, I'm talking about 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 15, 16, 17. They come into children's services with mental health issues. And when you probe further, you look deep into the situation, it's because there is marital breakdown between mom and dad. There has been situations where fathers rape their own children. Do you know why? Because they have perceived that that child is not mine. And so they develop hatred for the child. And all they are looking at is how to do something terrible to that child. And some of them resort to rape. All kinds of things are happening. So when the children are young, it may be okay to do DNA. But as the children are growing up, the devastating effect of finding out that you're not the son of your own father, you're not the daughter of your own father, that leaves the vacuum in the mind of the child as per who could be my father, the real biological father. And that is destructive. When they grow up with it, they may never recover. Even when they grow to get married themselves, they may never recover. And that is the reason a lot of families are in trouble. They are in situations that they cannot even deal with themselves. Even going through therapy, it still doesn't help them. Some are in nightmares because of all these kind of issues. So, and it starts from the women. The little things that we do, they grow to become big. Somebody said, exactly, DNA should be done between 1 to 2 years. Thank you for that. That's Ene. You're welcome. You're welcome to the program, and I really appreciate your suggestion. I hope this lady, you are watching and you're taking points down from what people are writing down here. It is a very valid point. Let DNA be done early enough. But as children are growing, maintain your family, maintain your home. As long as the woman is not threatening you, they are your children. Children is children. And men should always visit hospital to know the issues they have health-wise. Another valid point. Men should visit hospital, treat yourselves, get yourselves to be working at optimal level before you go and take a woman. Don't marry a woman if you know that you cannot father a child. Or even if you must, let the woman know that this is the situation. This is what I am going through. Then it will be down to her to marry you or not. And then you can come to a conclusion between yourselves that this is how you're going to get children in the future. And that will help. That will boost it. And you will never have any issue doubting yourselves in the future. Men should always have visit the hospital and get themselves checked. Women, let me read that again. Tell their partner the truth about their health challenge, because most of the society feel that infertility issue is for women alone. I'm paraphrasing now. Especially when the man's family will vow to make the woman's life miserable because she is childless. Out of pressure, she can do unthinkable. What the society wants is result. They don't care how it comes. I've stressed that point before, and you are addressing it again. That is very valid point. The society, you see, you and I, sometimes we are the problem that families face. Constantly putting pressure on married couples, as if children is everything. That is the whole thing they came to this world for. You make comments about the woman. You ask constantly, oh, Obago, has he entered? Has he entered? What are we waiting for? I've bought all the baby clothes. I'm waiting. All these things are pressure. And so the woman will do everything to prove herself that, look, I can have children. And so the man too. But because we are dealing with paternity issues today, men also go through this. They go and do something somewhere so that they will prove themselves that they are real men. That is what the society is suffering from. The pressure from families, the pressure from friends, the pressure from relatives. This is where it boils down to. And then you end up spoiling the marriage of your children. All those mamas that always put pressure on the daughter-in-law. Do it well. Do it constantly. Make sure you're doing it this style. These are all pressure. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Paternity problem has sent a lot of men to their early grave. It's only because you don't know, or you don't get to hear the messages. You don't get to hear the situations, real raw situations that people are going through. So it's very, very important that as a man, if you find out at a later stage, just let it go. Forget it. You father the children, you father the children. So going to look for paternity tests, DNA tests, somebody said, nobody said, is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. It's irrelevant. It belongs to your peace to find out whatever you need to find out, but not through DNA. And keep it, talk to your wife, deal with the situation inside. Get your wife on your side. Get her to understand that what she did is wrong. How can you have a 17-year-old? And some women are so stupid. So like sometimes you wonder if they have brain or just they have only wigs, expensive wigs, but the brain is empty. And I'm not saying that to insult anybody. Somebody can come to the husband when they are arguing about something, they are fighting over something. And in fact, a particular woman opened her mouth to tell the husband, you think you're the father of these children? And she was bragging about it. Bragging, making a jest of the man. And when you do that, you think the man will be comfortable in his own home. or comfortable to, be proud as the father of those children. It raises a lot of questions. When the paternity of a child is questioned, it becomes a motive issue for everybody that is involved. Every one of them, the father, the mother, the children involved, it becomes a very emotive issue. And if you've not shared this video, thank you for joining me today. It's Say It with Ada, and my name is Ada. Ada Madewuna, to be precise. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please drop your location, comment done. If you've not followed my page on Say It with Ada, please click on the link on the button to follow. Follow this page. This is where we bring you teachings on family matter, family relationships, family life, and how children can be nurtured in a healthy environment so that we produce better children, well emotionally balanced children, because it's alarming the rate at which children are going into mental health services. So many children are breaking down mentally because of the things that they have seen parents do. And so today we are looking at the paternity issues in marriage. Is it right or wrong for men to take DNA tests to find out the paternity of their children, whether they fathered the children or not? So as we go along, which I am almost rounding up in the next 10 minutes, if you know anything that will help somebody who has asked a question, there's a lady who has asked a question. She said the husband is threatening to take a paternity test through DNA. And she is causing them a lot of problem at home. And she does not want the man to take the test. Whether or not she has been involved in infidelity, I really do not know. But I have the permission to discuss that today. And so I want to believe that the man is watching. And if the man is watching, we need to give him some advice. And I said that I don't think is the best thing for him to do. Very many of you have also put down that comment. So if you're one of the people that enjoy comment reading section, you can go through scrolling up and down and see what other people have commented about that. But in the meantime, follow my page so that anytime I come online, you will be notified. You will be the first to be notified. And you can also make your contributions as we do live videos. So that is it. I will say to the man, do not do it. And that's period. It's not going to go out well. It's not going to play out well. The after effect of DNA, in fact, a lot of people, a lot of professionals are campaigning against DNA testing. Yes, you may find out for futuristic reasons, but if you find out, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? As much as we don't agree that women should go outside wedlock, if something has happened, move on. Find a way to forgive and move on with it. If you think otherwise, let me know why you think otherwise. If you think the man should take a DNA test, let me know. And share and comment done. So a lot of you guys have joined from so many different places. I have a lot of you from Nigeria. I have somebody from Washington, DC, that's US, and someone from UK. I've got a few people from UK. Thank you for joining me today, and I really do appreciate your joining. It means a lot to me, and it will also mean a lot to families who are going through the same issue at the moment. And you will be shocked to know how many people are in this situation right now as we speak. It's alarming, the rate at which these things are being unveiled on a daily basis. So as a woman, and you're considering going through this, please don't do it. If you must get a child outside wedlock, there are so many ways to get children. And these days, nobody cares. You can adopt, you can do surrogacy, There are so many ways which are legal for you to get children. Don't go stealing other people's children. It is wrong. It is totally evil to do that. And don't go frolicking around because you want to have children for your husband. It is not worth it. Let the man be in the know. Honesty, transparency is the key. And I cannot overemphasize the fact that trust and respect and stability and support is the bedrock of every marriage or every relationship. Everything about it is built on that. If you break the man's trust, you are breaking the core foundation of your home. And one of the ways you can break a man is by making him know that he is not the father of his own children. We have Cyril watching from Dubai. You are welcome, sir. You're welcome. I'm happy to have you here. This is Say It with Ada. So that brings me to the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to be sharing a WhatsApp link. So if you want to message me or you want to be part of the link, I'm going to drop that now so that anytime I am going to come on, I always go there and put it. And if there is a seminar coming up, I always go there also and drop that message so that people know what's up. It's good that we are doing this, and to be honest, we are doing it together. We are saving lives. We are saving a lot of homes from breaking down, just to safeguard the emotions and save children from trauma, and also to heal from every pain that is associated with problems in marriage. Okay, so that is what we do. I'm going to pin that down, the link. If you see that link, just go straight from the link into the page, into my WhatsApp group. And let me drop the link. So as many of you that want to be part of that, you can follow this link, and it's pinned down now. So that's done. And if you have not shared this video, please do so now and comment done. All right, so that's the link there. That's the link at the bottom of this page or wherever it's showing. Like my page is on the left hand side. You will see the like button. Click on it, and that means you've liked the page. So anytime you turn on your notification button, anytime I come on, it will show. So thank you so much for joining me today. And so all of you that has made comments on that, I'm going to be using that to, encourage this sister who has voiced out. Okay, thank you so much. Until I come your way again on Sunday, I am going to be discussing about men this time around. About men. So come prepared. I won't tell you what the topic is. I'm not going to tell you. I know you may want to know, but I'm not going to tell you. So on that day, you are going to find out. And keep the comment section active. Till then, God bless you. Stay blessed. Stay in control of your life. Nobody has your happiness except you. Okay? So see you. Bye-bye.